Mansfield today on a Sunday. It is leisure. Well, I don't know if you can call this leisure because it's a little bit hectic, and I base it on knowledge. Not that I've done it, but I was part of the first tour de Le'DiFrance, and it's up and at us once again. We said we were launching 2 CSI initiatives this weekend. The first one we did yesterday. If you missed that, you can go and check it out on the Mansfield Today YouTube site, where we spoke to Dr. Morris Hockman about taking over the Here for Life Trust and putting it under our arm and running with that to basically make sure that kids who need them and can have them get cochlear implants. It's a charity that Sam and I started years and years ago. In Highveld days, and we've decided to take that over under the Mansfield Today banner as part of our CSI initiatives. The other one is why I have this very handsome young gentleman. Sorry, wrong person. Rob Jackson, a friend of the show, and Rob is assisting us with the second CSI initiative that we're launching on Mansfield today. The floor is yours. Tell us about it, bud.
Okay, Jim, well, as you know, lockdown last year was a nightmare for all of us. I mean, we were all confined for weeks. We had lots of people running around their gardens, walking around their gardens, climbing on their bikes, doing Zwift rides and all those kind of things. And so a lot of the people came out of this with a little level of fitness, but hell, they wanted to get outside. And this is where this whole concept, bless you, this whole concept started of Le Tour Le'DiFrance, and you were very much part of it. Basically what happened was we launched a ride in September last year, which was a ride from Pretoria at Rosemary Hill all the way through to Sabi. 5 days on a mountain bike, off-road, hot. You wouldn't believe how hot it is in September. It's about 400 kilometers. But a lot of people look at this and they say, wow, 400 kilometers, that's a long way. It's not, because what we do is each day we break it down into stages. So everyone gets an opportunity of riding the whole day, or just a stage, or 2 stages, or whatever it might be, a combination of all of the above. And all I can say, it's a lot of fun. We do a lot of good. Last year we raised over 100,000 Rand. This year we're doing exactly the same thing. We're leaving Pretoria, a little mountain bike park outside Pretoria on Pretoria East called Rosemary Hill. And it's a Pretoria to Sabi ride. So it's a 5-day ride. The first day we arrive at Bronkhorstspruit of all places. There's a beautiful little lodge there called Macron Lodge. From there we go through to the Loskop Dam, traveling through some beautiful privately owned farms. We then head up to the Loskop Dam. Then the big challenge comes when we leave Loskop and we head off. Oh, by the way, when we get to Loskop, I need to tell you, if you take a left instead of a right, 4 kilometers up the road is a pub called Marula. I've never heard of it, but let me tell you, it's something really special. And at the end of a long day in the saddle, it's really, really worth it.
I can see a few oaks getting stuck in the Marula.
We did last year, yes. Anyway, so from there, basically, we head off towards Dahlstrom. Jeremy, you joined us last year in Dahlstrom. We spent the night there. We festived all the way through into the early wee hours of the morning. That's all I'm going to say, festive, because I can't remember or describe what went on. It was a lot of fun. And then from there we went through to Lydenburg and finally ended up in Sabi. Just as I say, under 400 kilometers. We only take 20 people on this. We're about half full at the moment. We are trying to recruit more riders. The good news is, though, that, and if you can see by my fine physique, I'm made for e-bikes. So, yes, I will be riding on an e-bike. Last year, I did ride on an e-bike. So come and join us if you've got an e-bike. The idea is you pay your own way. It covers your accommodation. It covers all the support, the petrol, the mechanics in it. We've got some physios who come with us. We've got some medics who support us. Accommodation, as I mentioned. We do throw in a few liquid refreshments on the route. And then, obviously, what we try and do, and this is what it's all about, is try and raise some money for charity. We were very prescriptive in terms of you've got to raise so much money. Initially we started at 10,000, but then some people came to us and said, you know, we can't raise 10,000 Rand, but we have a service we can provide. For example, we have a cleaning service. Can't we go and clean a school, or can't we go and do something that resonates and combines with what we're trying to do? That we look at and say, absolutely, guys, get involved, come and join us. It doesn't necessarily have to cost you cash in terms of what you raise, but it's the effort you put in. That's all about it. Because remember, it's about making a difference.
Right. So That's the charity angle. How do people get involved here?
Okay, so
And also, what charities are involved?
Okay, so the easiest way, let me talk about how to get hold of me first. The first thing you do is just mail me, robj@icon.co.za. Alternatively, go and look at our website, theleveragecorporation.co.za, and look at the MTB Tours little banner, and then you'll see. We've actually got a couple of tours this year. The one we're focusing on now is the Pretoria to Sabi ride. In terms of the charities we support CHOC, the Children's Cancer Foundation, the Boucher Legacy. This is a new one for us. Mark Boucher has been very, very involved in terms of saving the rhinos. We've got involved with that because it resonates with us in many, many ways. Last week, Sunday or Monday, should I say, the United Nations launched or released a paper about global warming and the impact it's having. They've actually moved the deadline forward by another 10, 15 years. So it's very scary stuff, guys. So we want to try and help preserve there. Reach for a Dream. They're part of it. They've been with us from the beginning. The Sunflower Fund. Then we've got a Maths and Science Academy at St. Stithians called the Tandalwazi Maths and Science Academy. They've got 3,000 students. We try and help make a contribution so that we can get the teachers to teach these youngsters who come to the school from all over on Saturday mornings to be taught on what to do and what not to do. In terms of that, Jim, what else are we looking at? We're looking at
NSPCA is involved.
NSPCA. As you know, recently with all the unrest that we've had, sadly, the SPCAs in KwaZulu-Natal were absolutely decimated. Here in Johannesburg, they even looted the dogs and cats' blankets, guys. So far, we've been really lucky. We started a little initiative. We raised 45,000 Rand to help sort that out as well. So from that point of view, it's been brilliant. The Smile Foundation, that's another one we've looked at. Pink Driver, of course, that's a really good one. And a new one to the stable is InMed. InMed are an aquaponics and hydroponics scheme. They're an NGO. And what they do is they go into rural communities and they work especially closely with disabled communities, helping them create sustainable feeding schemes. And from that perspective, we're feeding communities that you won't believe, where we're feeding 400-500 households at a time. People that are involved there are Mondelez and a number of other groups, Cadbury's, etc., etc. Sorry, Mondelez, Cadbury's, same thing, I guess. But from that point of view, guys, we want to raise more money this year. We want to get more service involved, and we want to make a difference. And that's what this is about, Jim, making that difference.
Absolutely. That's what we're trying to do in our own small way.
Absolutely.
And big way as well. Rob, just give us those details of how people contact you again.
So the easiest way, robj@icon.co.za. Alternatively, go onto the website, leveragecorporation.co.za. Click on the little button at the top that says MTB Tours. Look for the Pretoria to Sabi ride. That is also what I forgot to mention. It's happening from the 15th to the 19th of September. So we've got 6 weeks to train, guys. If you can do 30 Ks on a mountain bike, you can do this. Every day is broken into stages. Some of them are tough, some of them are easy. The second day, for example, on the way to law school, the first one is quite moderate, the second one quite tough. A lot of people sat that out last year. The third one, I was on my e-bike. My battery died before I got to the top of the hill, but I was able to freewheel 35 kilometers all the way to the bottom. So there are some pluses and minuses about this one.
Good one. Rob, thank you for your assistance in this particular CSI initiative.
Thanks, Jim.
And you've got the details now. Get on your bike, in a manner of speaking. Excuse the sneezing. The August winds have arrived, and my hay fever has as well. Thank you very much for joining us, and we hope to see you on the road in the Tour Le'DiFrance this year, the Sabi Quest. Cheers.